Of implementation and success in realizing the intended impact of the transformative social policies outlined in the Education Amendment Act. Acknowledging the urgent need for action, as ATUs, we have taken the initiative to address these issues head-on. We have launched a comprehensive 3-year monitoring, evaluation, reporting exercise aimed at implementing the transformative and gender equitable social policies within the education sector. As an organization committed to promoting inclusive access to quality education, we have been actively monitoring the implementation of these transformative and gender equitable social policies in schools. Through community engagement, programs involving parents, students, teachers, and community leaders, we have identified specific policies within the education sector that can contribute to the realization of inclusive access to education for all learners. Today, as the world celebrates International Women's Day under the global theme of Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress with the Inspire Inclusion campaign hashtag, we want to draw attention to the transformative social policies within the education sector that directly impact the girl child. These policies aim to address the unique challenges faced by girls in accessing education and promote their empowerment and equal opportunities within the school system. Our aim is to inspire action and collaboration among stakeholders to ensure the effective implementation of these transformative measures, thus contributing to the realization of inclusive and gender equitable education for all learners in Zimbabwe. On this International Women's Day, let us reflect on the transformative social policies that have been introduced in Zimbabwe as Education Act 2020, aimed at ensuring inclusive access to education for all children, particularly girls. However, we cannot ignore the glaring lack of progress in implementing these policies and the urgent need for accountability. Allow me to highlight the key policies that have the potential to make a significant impact. Policy number 1, we have continuous education re-entry for pregnant learners. The Education Act Amendment Section 68C ensures that pregnant students and adolescent mothers are not excluded from school due to fees or pregnancy. However, negative attitudes and stereotypes hinder the successful implementation of this policy. Inclusion of pregnant learners promotes inclusive access to education and reproductive justice. Policy number 2, access to sexual and reproductive health services. The Education Act Amendment Section 4 mandates the provision of sanitary ware and menstrual health facilities in school. However, underfunding, corrupt practices, and irregularities in distribution hinder effective access to these essential resources. Moreover, the lack of comprehensive sexual education leaves both boys and girls vulnerable to abuse. A standardized sexual education curriculum can empower young people and reduce shaming. We look at policy number 3, gender equity within the school system. While the Education Act promotes non-discrimination in enrollment, there is a need for policies and interventions addressing the hidden curriculum in schools. The school environment often mirrors gender roles and norms. Reinforcing stereotypes, content delivery, and references can perpetuate gender divisions and role stereotypes, impacting both girls and boys' development and career choices. The government's failure to effectively implement these policies is hindering the advancement and gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls in the education sector. As we rally around this year's theme of Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, we call upon the government to prioritize the implementation of these transformative social policies. It is not enough to have progressive legislation. We must ensure that it translates into tangible improvements in the lives of girls and women. Members of the Fourth Estate, you have a critical role to play in the process. You have the power to shed light on the challenges faced by girls in accessing education and the importance of implementing these policies. We emphasize that ensuring continuous education for pregnant learners, access to sexual and reproductive health services, gender equality within the school system, and the management of sexual abuse cases are not optional, but essential components of a just and equitable education system. We look at policy number 4, management of sexual abuse cases. The amendment to Section 69 of the Principal Act introduces regulations for managing sexual abuse cases in schools, addressing the crucial issue of ensuring the safety of girls and seeking justice for survivors of sexual violence. These factors directly affect learners' participation and can hinder their educational empowerment. Additionally, sexual abuse is associated with an increase in suicide cases, further highlighting its detrimental impact on the mental health of learners. Sexual abuse often occurs due to the abuse of power by individuals in positions of authority over the victims. The privileged position of the perpetrators often leads to the silencing of the victims. Holding perpetrators accountable in meaningful ways is crucial to empower survivors and deter future offenders. The management of sexual abuse cases should be transparent, with the outcomes serving as a deterrent for potential perpetrators. As ATUS, our mission is to monitor how the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education has responded to cases of sexual abuse in schools following the amendment and to document these cases effectively. We believe in the importance of providing a safe and supportive environment for all learners, free from the fear of sexual abuse. Okay, comrades and friends, I just want to thank you as the torch bearers of these policies that I have highlighted here. Let us carry our torch and try to shed more light in line with these issues, so that the world, the country at large, will know and also try to safeguard our girls and women. Happy Women's Day. Thank you.